It is morning and I am done with my shift at Target, and we are gonna wake Edgar up. Let's knock on the door. Baby, it's me. It's me. Open, it's cold. Thank you.
Morning, baby.
Good morning, Jula.
How was work?
Pretty fast. How was your sleep?
It's pretty cold.
Okay, tell me all about it.
Blessed Marriages family, welcome back to a whole new video. For all of you that are new here, my name is Edgar.
And I'm Daisy.
And welcome to part number 2 to reliving the moment. What moment?
Where we were practicing to be homeless.
We were practicing to be homeless because we knew that December 1st we were gonna be homeless. So today, or last night, it was actually the first night where I spent in the trunk sleeping. And remember, we're inside a minivan, so it looks kind of big, but we had a Nissan Altima. It was a normal car. But make sure that you guys watch part number 1, because there we show how we celebrated Thanksgiving. We went to Denny's, and then after Denny's we went to McDonald's, and then Daisy had a shift here at Target around midnight for Black Friday, correct?
Yes.
And while she was working, while she was having fun partying, because they did a big party, I was sleeping in the trunk. But now it's my turn to go to work.
Yay!
And it's her turn to
go to sleep.
Are you guys ready?
Hey, and we are leaving to Edgar's work. Yay! Bye, Target. After 10 minutes of driving, we are here where Edgar used to work. Export! Yay!
But what is export?
It is a gym. It's a very huge gym. So we are here at Export.
And to make it more meaningful, to go all in, all the way 100%, and really reenact this the way we did it 4 years ago, I have my uniform and I have my name tag. So my shift started early in the morning, so I'm gonna go to work, and it's Daisy's turn to go to sleep. So you ready?
Yeah.
So 4 years ago, I actually parked over there where that gray car is, and I'm gonna go and park there right now, and that's where Daisy slept. It was right
We
here.
parked somewhere
It was
here.
right here.
So secretive.
All right, baby, so we're here. I'm ready to go to work. So I'll see you in a little bit.
Yes.
You ready? Okay, I love
I'm
you.
ready to go to sleep.
Make sure you lock the doors, okay?
Okay.
And make sure nobody sees you.
Okay. Text me when you come back.
Text you when you're not gonna be sleeping?
Yeah, but just text me.
Okay. I love you. Lock the doors.
Love you. Okay, everyone. I am going to sleep. I love sleep. I love to sleep. I can sleep all day. My hair. Okay. Good night. So cozy. Interesting feeling, but it's comfortable. So this reminds me 4 years ago how I slept in the car for the very first time. I'm a very small person. I'm 4'11", so the trunk was not that bad for me, but just by myself, because here Edgar is a tall man and he took up all the space. So I was excited about sleeping in the car by myself. It was because I could fit in here, nobody would know, I didn't really have to have the seats uncovered down. I could just lift him up and no one would know that someone was sleeping in the car. And now reliving the moments, it's kind of heart touching because we're not in this situation anymore. And all glory to God. Because of God, we now have a home. And who would think, right? At that moment 4 years ago, we thought our life would be different. We thought we would live where we used to live, and everything changed, and I could see how God's perfect plan. But it was a very, very fun, unique experience for me. It wasn't that bad because I fit. I'm little. So, just bend my knees like this and I fit. It was comfortable. By myself, not with Edgar because he was big. He's big. So, it was nice. I'm going to sleep. Good night.
Baby, before we finish the video, remember, we gotta tell them the question.
We do.
Why were we homeless, remember?
Yes.
Alright, we gotta tell them. Do you start or do I start?
You start.
I start. Well, it's gonna be a long story, but hopefully I can make it short. Why were we homeless? Finally, we're gonna reveal the answer. So here's the beginning of the story. When Daisy and I first got married, I started working as a machine operator, making good money for my age. I was barely 20 years old, and Daisy, she was 19. So what happened is that all of a sudden we started fighting and arguing, and we started not getting along with each other. Before that, everything was beautiful, everything was amazing, marriage was good. But then after a couple months, of me working, also I was working third shift. And so I would get home and I was tired, I was exhausted, and Daisy, she wants attention. She wants me to spend time with her. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So what would you do?
I would complain.
She would complain, and she had the right to complain. But I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm working, my job wasn't to just sit down and press buttons, it was heavy stuff. So what happened is this, that I would tell Daisy, if we don't do something about this, we're gonna end up divorced. We have to do something about it now. And I would tell her, baby, I don't mind if I quit my job, I'll quit my job and I'll get a lower paying job, as long as I have a couple hours, because in this job I was working 12 hours daily. So I would tell her, I know I'm getting paid good money, but I'd rather get paid lower money and only have a set schedule so I can have the energy and the time to be with you so we can work on our marriage. I brought that to the table and I told her that, baby, I would rather do that. If I don't do this, we're gonna end up divorced. I see it. What should we do? When we got to that low point of our marriage, I started to look for other solutions. What can I do to make money? To make the same amount of money or a little bit lower amount of money, but enough money so we can pay our bills, our cars, all that stuff. So that's when I found a business opportunity. And I looked into the business and I fell in love with it. I loved the idea and I was in. I spoke to Daisy about it and she's like, yeah, whatever, go ahead and do it if you like. She wasn't 100% all the way in, but she wasn't unsupportive. All of a sudden, Daisy started participating, and she would come up to me and she would tell me, baby, how's the business going? How are you guys doing this, or how's that going? And she started to get more interested in it. And then I would just, answer her questions and I would tell her, but I'd never force her to do anything. It all came from her. Do you remember? Mm-hmm. And then one time she came up to me, she's like, oh, I want to be part of the business. I want to help you. I want to be there with you. And that was it was like a dream come true, because now we're both again together, doing this the way we've always done it. So what happened is that Daisy started to see the vision that I had in my mind. She started to see the plans that I had. So what happens next is that I quit my job as a machine operator and I commit to this business 100%.
And that's when we came into an agreement to lower our lifestyle. And we decided to sell everything. The TV, the couches, the kitchen table, everything that we owned. And we said, okay, well, how about we lower our rent and we start off with living with your mom, right? And that's what we did. We were excited about it, and we lowered our financial lifestyle,
our bills, our debt, you know.
yes.
Because I told her, baby, if we're gonna make this work, we have to lower our expenses as low as possible, so we can have an opportunity and we can have a chance to make the business grow and make it work. But I mean, I have all these bills, you know. I have the car, I have all this, you know, and like all that money is going to bills, but we don't have enough money to put into the business, you know. Like how is this supposed to work? And we came up with the plan. So what was the plan? We're gonna lower our expenses. We're gonna lower everything. So we started selling everything. We sold our couches, our brand new TV, our everything, our queen size bed, everything we sold, and we moved into my mom's apartment. So we were there for a while, and then my mom, she found herself another home. So she left to that home, and she actually took us with. So now we were living with her in this new home.
But do you remember that before we made this decision, we came into the agreement of having savings, right? To take advantage, to sell everything and take advantage of the paychecks that Edgar was getting to save it.
Yes.
Right? To save it. So when we did this, we had savings, right? So it can back us up, and we can at the same time pursue this business.
Yeah, so before I quit my job, I actually had like $5,000 in savings. You know, it was enough for like a couple months. So now we're living with my mom. So what happens next? No, I already quit my job, so I'm not making any secure money anymore. What happens when you have a risk taker and you have another risk taker in the marriage? Crazy things happen. Crazy things happen. So Daisy, she came up to me and she's like, baby, what if I quit my job? And we both go in 100% to the business. You know, and I mean, I like the idea, but baby, you know, we have to have some type of income. Right now we're building the business, so it's not like we're making enough money to cover our bills. And she's like, yes, baby, you know, like I'm gonna go all in, all the way. We're gonna do it together, you know. And you know, I believe in her. You know, I believe in her. And I told her, are you sure? I asked her, are you positive? And she's like, yes, baby, let's do it. So I said, all right, let's do it. So the next day she went and she quit her job. At that time she was working in Office Max.
Office Depot.
Office
Depot. Which is the same thing, but just whatever. Office Depot.
Alright, so she quit her job. So now she doesn't have a job and I don't have a job, but we're building the business and we have some savings, so we're good. I mean, everything's good. What happens next? We started to run out of our savings. Yeah. So one month we end up not paying rent. I used to live with my mom. She didn't say anything. She was cool with it. The next month I didn't pay her. There's no money. I ran out of money. We ran out of money because our bills were high. The third month, no money, no rent, and she wouldn't say anything. But as a man, you know, I felt bad. You know, I don't want to take advantage of my mom, even though she doesn't say anything. You know, I feel bad, and she wouldn't say anything because she saw that we were doing something. She didn't really understood the business lifestyle. She just knew that we were doing something. So 4 months went by and I didn't pay any rent. I felt really, really, really bad. Honestly, I felt guilty. I felt bad. And I just felt uncomfortable. We both started to feel uncomfortable living there. Not because they would say something, but because that we were not really giving. And I came to Daisy and I told her, baby, what if we just go and get ourselves a studio, or we go and get ourselves a room, like a little room for us, just for the meantime. You know, like I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. You know, we haven't paid any rent at all, and
we get a room and you get a job.
Yeah.
And
so
if it needs to be 2 jobs, you're gonna get 2 jobs.
Yeah. So we get a room, and I'm gonna go and get a job. So we're gonna put a little bit of hold on the business. We're gonna work on it as we can, but I'm gonna go and get myself a job. I'm gonna go back to the job. So that was the game plan. But what happens when you have a risk taker in the marriage? What happens next?
Okay, so then we had this conversation, and I believe that you went out to look for jobs, and I was thinking about it this whole time, as a wife, like, what do I do? I'm his helper, I mean, what do I do in this situation? So I was just thinking, when I was just like, well, it's gonna cost to get another room. It's like we're replacing my mother-in-law's room that she's giving us, that she's providing, to another room. It's gonna be the same thing, just with a job. So I was like, well, what if we just sacrifice and live in our car? Because that was probably the most highest bill that we had. So I was like, what if we just live in the car? And we're just gonna live for a couple weeks while we get stabilized with Edgar's job, and we just get a room, right? This time with someone else, and that was that.
So she comes over to me and she tells me, baby, I have a better idea. How come we don't live in the car instead? And I just looked at her, But here's the crazy thing. I already had that in mind. I already had that in mind. But as a man, I'm not gonna go and hey baby, what if we go live in the car? I'm not gonna do that, because I wanted to make it as comfortable for her. And I know that living in the car is not comfortable. I never lived in the car, but I can imagine it's not comfortable. But I already had that idea. But she came up to me and she told me, baby, let's go live in the car. And I asked her, baby, like, are you sure? Are you positive?
I had a plan. I was thinking about it. What if we live in the car? We get a uniform, right? I buy 5 dresses for me, and you buy 5 shirts for you, different colors, right? And we just hang them on the little hooks on the car for the clothes, and nobody will notice. You're gonna start working or you're working, right? That time you were working at Export. We'll just take a shower there. We'll work out, and I'll shower there, and then we go to work. And I planned it all in my mind.
Yes. So I told her, baby, are you sure? She's like, yes, let's do this. Like I said, I already had that in mind, so it was easy for me to say yes, let's do it, So I told her we're only gonna be there for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks maximum. 3 weeks, because I'm gonna go and I'm gonna give myself another job, because I already have a job. I'm gonna give myself another job. But what ends up happening? We ended up staying homeless for 6 months. 3 weeks turned into 6 months. How can that be? How can that be, baby?
Things went like we were rising like a roller coaster, okay? We were, and everything went down.
So it would go up, it would go down, it would go up, it would go down. Yeah. It would go up and it would go down. But that's the reason why we ended up homeless. Because in the beginning, when I was working as a machine operator, I was making good money. We had everything. We had a 60-inch TV. We had everything. But our lives, our marriage was just a disaster. We would fight. We would argue every single day, every other day. To the point that we talked about divorce. Do you remember? We talked about divorce. We talked about going our separate ways. We just couldn't handle it anymore. And that's when I told her, baby, I'd rather sacrifice my pay. I'd rather sacrifice my money and make lower money and have a set schedule so I can have enough energy and have the time.
Because I remember that we both thought about it. Like, look, we were dating for 4 years. We're finally married. We're finally together. Look where we came from. Look at our story. We're gonna get divorced. We're gonna end it here. We would have these kind of conversations. And that's why we became united to this thought, this belief that let's do this. No matter what, we're gonna be this together. We're gonna make it work. And we're anything that requires for us to make it work, we're gonna do.
We're willing to sacrifice whatever it took to make it work. And that was the first sacrifice, to quit my job as a machine operator. When I did that, we had to lower our living. We had to sell everything because we couldn't afford it. With the new income that I was gonna make, we couldn't afford everything. So we had to sell everything because we couldn't afford it, because I was gonna get myself a really low-paying job, minimum wage paying job compared to what I was making, because I was making double, I was making triple. with my machine operator job. So I told her, baby, you know, this taking too much energy, this taking too much time. You know, I'm working 12 hours a day, and you want me to come home and you still want me to spend time with you? Like, put yourself in my shoes.
Yeah.
You're like, put yourself in my shoes, and you're still complaining. I understand that you need time. I understand that you need attention. I get it. You know, we're on the same page, but I'm not able to deliver that. I'm not able to deliver that because I'm human. You know, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. My body's fatigued. You know, I'm not over there pushing buttons. You know, I'm over there running up and down, you know, hitting hammers, you know, lifting heavy stuff, you know. So that was the first sacrifice that we did. She was willing to let go of that, you know, that lifestyle of having everything, to go to a minimum wage paying job,
yes,
so we can work on our marriage.
Yes.
And when we did that, obviously our marriage, you know, grew. We fell in love again. You know, we felt that passion, that excitement again. But what happened to our income? Our income started to go low.
It went down.
It went down.
The income had a divorce with us.
The income had a divorce with us. And at that time, we already had the brand new car. So now our income is super, super low. But now we're in love. You know, now we're passionate. And even though we're going through this income, you know, that is super, super low, we felt united. We felt passionate. We felt excited. But obviously, you know, our income suffered. And then a week later, when I quit my job, Daisy came and she's like, hey, baby, what if I quit my job also and we make this work? Well, I'm a risk taker. You know, I love it. I love the adrenaline. She loves it too. Let's do it.
Not now. I don't love it. No, I want to be safe.
Now, after brain injury, she's more safer.
Yes.
She's more safer. I'm still a risk taker, but she's more safer.
Which is scary.
She's okay. So I told her, okay, let's do it. You know, let's do it. We ran out of money completely. And then she came up with the idea to go homeless, which we did. And then 3 weeks turned into 3 months. I'm sorry.
6 months.
6 months.
Yes. But baby, let me ask you, do you regret this decision?
Do I regret this decision? I do not regret this decision. Why? Because this is where my character was built. This is where I was molded. You know, I always tell my wife that we want to get molded by the hands of God, but God is going to mold us inside the pressure, inside the fire. That's where we're going to get molded. And inside this fire, inside this pressure, that's where my character grew, and that's why I became the person that I became, because of these obstacles and struggles. So no, I don't regret the decision. I regret a lot of things that we had to do to make it work, and solutions, because they were weird and they were super creative. But the decision itself, I do not regret. How about you?
I personally don't regret being homeless. I do regret the decisions that we made to be homeless, because we made a lot of bad financial decisions. But
we saved our marriage.
But you know what? Lessons learned. The lessons that we learned throughout this journey, I can't describe it. It's the most valuable thing you can apply to yourself. This is something that you're not taught by just anyone, you know, and I'm happy I went through this. You know, in the beginning, we were very secretive about the secret, you know, nobody to know this, is just between Edgar and I. But the truth came out. The truth came to the light. And we are very glad to share the story with you all. Before we finish the video, baby, a lot of people are asking, you were homeless for 6 whole months. 6 whole months, not 1 week, not 1 day, 2 days, but 6 whole months. How is it possible that nobody knew that you were homeless? What about your family? A lot of people are asking that question. Do you want to answer that? Well, we were very we would think about these things. What kind of question did
Everything was planned. Everything was planned. Every step was planned.
Like, hey, let me go to your house. No, I'm busy. I have to go out, you know, or it's too far, or, you know, just, we wouldn't make things up. We discussed this. My family, they lived in a small city, and then my mom, she moved to another city 40 minutes away. Yeah. 40 minutes away. So when I was living with my mom, I was living with her there. And then we pretended like we moved to another city that was another 45 minutes away.
So in reality, for them to get to my home, they had to travel like at least 2 hours. You know, an hour 45 minutes. So it was always we just moved. We're remodeling. I'll just go to your house. Like, there's no need for you to come to my house. You don't need to come to my house. I'll just go to your house.
And they didn't question that. They didn't question that because we just, it was like, oh, okay, it sounded reasonable, And, oh, because it's too cold or it's snowing or, we would just make crazy stuff like that. So.
But they believed it. So nobody knew that we were homeless. For those people that are wondering, where was your family? My family did not know that we were homeless. Her family did not know that we were homeless. Her family lives in Texas, so that's even
at that time.
So that's even more complicated for them to know that we were homeless. If my family knew that we were sleeping in the car, I know from the bottom of my heart that they would be there and they would try to help me, or they would take me into their house. Because they all have a house, so I'm pretty sure they would tell me, Edgar, come to my house. Come sleep over here. But nobody knew. And the reason why is because, we got ourselves in that situation.
Yes.
It's our job to get out of it.
Yes.
Now, if I'm dying, I'm 100% dying, baby, call my mom, call my mom, call my dad. But I'm not dying yet. So let me at least try a little bit. So that was the mentality behind it. I got myself in that situation. I need to get myself out. And if for some reason I'm dying, okay, call my mom.
Same thing with me. At that time, my family did not live near us. There was no way that, oh, hey, come sleep over here. But I knew that if I called my sister, my brother, or my mom, even my dad, hey, I'm struggling here. I'm in a little pickle. Okay, Daisy, I'll send you money. Get yourself a hotel. Go to. I know them.
And they've done it before. That's why we know. My family has been there for us, for me and Daisy, and her family has been there for us also. So we knew that they would do it, but we just, we got ourselves in here. Let's try our best to get out.
Exactly.
All right. So Blessed Marriages family, if you guys enjoy the video, make sure that you guys like the video. Make sure that you guys share the video, and make sure that you guys subscribe to the Blessed Marriages family. We had so much fun. Did you have fun?
Yes. Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. I'll see you guys later.